Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for your likes, shares, and subscribes. I really do appreciate them. So in today's pick a card reading, we're going to be looking at what parts of your inner child need to be healed. And to do this reading, I've laid out 3 piles of cards here. Pile number 1, you're going to be this pink rose quartz crystal here. Pile number 2, you're going to be the red jasper heart here. And pile 3, you're going to be this white opal crystal here. So take a minute and focus on the piles and decide which one you're most drawn to. You can then scroll down to the description box below where I have timestamps listed for each pile. You can then click on your timestamp and you'll be directly forwarded to your reading. So let's get into the reading. Hi, pile 1. So you guys chose this pink rose quartz here. And let's take a look at your oracle here. So you received number 31 with manipulation. And it's interesting because we have this hand here holding this puppet. So I'm feeling that for some of you here, you may have been manipulated in some way as a child. This could have been a parent, this could be a sibling, this could be a family member, someone at your school. However it resonates here, but I'm getting the feeling that some of you may have felt a bit manipulated. This could have been someone trying to control you, like a controlling parent. This could be someone trying to get you to do things their way. This could be, you know, a sibling that you know, had sort of a manipulative or controlling type of personality. It's going to resonate differently here for everybody, but I do get the sense that for some of you out there, and this isn't going to resonate for everybody, you may have felt sort of like this puppet on the string here, that people were trying to get you to do things their way, or maybe think what the thoughts that they had, you know, taught you to have certain beliefs or ideas about the world. But there's just a sense here of you not feeling in control. And I get the sense that your inner child needs to be healed in this way. So there's a sense of needing to find your personal power again, find your inner strength, find your voice even. Because with this blue hand here, I get the sense that for some of you, this has to do with your throat chakra needing to be healed. So maybe you felt as a child like you didn't have a voice or that nobody heard you. So there's some work that needs to be done here with your throat chakra in terms of allowing your thoughts, your ideas, your voice to be heard. So very interesting, pile 1. So you also have number 3 with creative thinking here. And it says, on the edge of emptiness, Spirit help this world to be shaped. Interesting. And we have this woman holding this looks like a crystal ball here. So I'm feeling that for some of you out there, your creativity may have been stifled as a child. So maybe you had these wild creative ideas and nobody really believed them, or nobody really listened to them or heard them, or maybe they told you, oh, that's crazy, that's never gonna work, or but I get the sense here that you guys are very creative thinkers, and that part of your personality or your mind was not appreciated when you were a child. You weren't allowed to really express that. And even if you were allowed to express it, I feel like others didn't really appreciate it or didn't listen or believe it. So there's this sense here of your inner child needing to heal that aspect of your personality. And, ways of doing that would be expressing your creativity now. So if you always wanted to, let's say as a child, you love to paint, and you would paint these wild pictures, or just not wild pictures, but you would paint these pictures and people would say, oh, that's silly, that doesn't look accurate, or however it resonates here. I feel like now a way for you to heal that would be to go ahead and paint those things, paint whatever you want to paint, and let that part of yourself be healed, and know that whatever you create is going to be beautiful and is going to be accepted. So I feel like that part of your inner child really needs to come out now and needs to be healed. So very interesting. So you also have number 31 with the key holder. And we have this dragon here holding this key. So I feel like for some of you, you were very wise as a child. I think wiser than your years. And I think a lot of you hold this key here. Because, with this creative thinking, I feel like you're somebody that really thinks outside of the box, and has great ideas and a lot of knowledge. I feel like you guys are very old souls. And you have wisdom that you've gained through past lifetimes here. So you hold the key to a lot of mysteries and a lot of things that other people don't understand or know. But I feel like that part of your inner child was not accepted or not allowed to express itself, So even if you told people, maybe the answer to something, they didn't accept it or they didn't appreciate it, So I feel like the sense of like you being wiser or more knowledgeable than the people around you, but them not hearing you, them not accepting that, believing that. And I feel like it's because they weren't as spiritually aware as you. They weren't as evolved as you. And they just sort of, shoved it off, as crazy, or, they weren't at a place where they could accept that knowledge or that answer, is kind of the best way to explain it. So I feel like that part of you needs to be healed. And I feel like, if you do maybe some affirmations or even, meditation can help with this. But telling yourself things like, I am intelligent, I am wise, I am special, things like that, that really enforce that belief in yourself, that you are a very wise person, pile one, and you hold the key to a lot of mysteries and a lot of knowledge and things that people, don't know or aren't aware of. And it's just a matter of believing in yourself and, expressing those beliefs or that knowledge now. So very interesting, pile one. You also have channeling here. Wow. So for many of you out there, I feel like you were able to channel spirit as a child. You were sort of a conduit for spirit here. Because we have this bird, it looks like a crow or a raven here, on this tree. And I feel like this is you and this is spirit here. So I feel like you were a medium or a conduit for spirit. And you were able to channel spirit very easily as a child. But I feel like for a lot of you, that part of you was not acknowledged or not accepted. Maybe, your family or your friends didn't believe in your ability or didn't trust your ability or didn't accept your abilities. Maybe they had different beliefs and, they that was not part of their spirituality or their religion. But I feel like, there was just this sort of dismissal of your abilities to channel spirit here. And I feel like that part of you really needs to be healed, because you are a powerful medium and channeler here for spirit. And it's important that you believe and trust in your abilities, pile one, and that you don't allow others to dim your light, is the best way to say it. So very interesting, pile one. So finally you have number 28 with Dark Night of the Soul. And it says transformation, awakening, tower. So yeah, this is like the tower card in the tarot, which is about breaking down old structures, transformation. And so I feel like with this card, some of you may have had a tower moment as a child. This could be like a divorce in the family or some sort of tragedy or some sort of big change. Maybe you moved to another country or, it could be a lot of different things here. But I feel like for some of you, that tower moment or that change was very hard for you, was very maybe disappointing or difficult. And I feel like there's some sadness around that event, whatever that event is. And I feel like that part of your inner child needs to be healed. So maybe you're still carrying emotions about that event. If the event was sad or if it was difficult for you or caused a lot of pain or heartache, I feel like you may still be carrying some of that pain or heartache. And that part of you needs to be healed, pile one. So very interesting. So let's take a look at your tarot now. So you have the Six of Pentacles here. And the Six of Pentacles is about generosity. It's about being in a place where you can give to others freely and joyfully. So I feel like for some of you here, there may be something that you were lacking as a child. This could be money, this could be resources, this could be love, attention, time. Maybe you felt like, your family didn't give you enough attention or enough time or enough love. But there's something here about you needing to heal that lack here, that feeling that you didn't get enough of something. And it's going to differ for everybody here. But I feel like, there's that lack mentality here, that sort of scarcity thinking where, I wasn't loved enough as a child, or I wasn't given enough attention, or, that kind of energy here. So I feel like that part of you needs to be healed. And it's interesting because this child here has a bubble around its head. I don't know if you can see that here, but it's almost like you felt like you were in a bubble, like you were on your own and you were in your own world, and nobody sort of gave you this helping hand here, this attention or this love or money, whatever it was. So you felt sort of alone here and in this bubble. So interesting. You also have the Three of Pentacles here. And the Three of Pentacles is about teamwork and cooperation, working with other people. So I feel like as a child, you may have felt like, again, like you were alone here. Like you were not, maybe you felt like the black sheep of your family, or that others weren't on the same page as you, weren't cooperating with you. This could be, with it, maybe at your school, you felt like the other kids didn't want to play with you, or you didn't want to play with them. But there's this sense here of needing to heal that part of you that felt alone, that felt like you didn't fit in. You weren't part of the crowd. You were different maybe in some way. But, really healing that part of you. See, because here we have the two people here that are sort of speaking to each other. And then there's this person over here that's sort of out of the loop, just on their own. And I feel like this was you here, sort of watching others and not really feeling like you were part of that group or part of that crowd. So I feel like that part of your inner child needs to be healed. So interesting. You also have the Eight of Wands here. And we have all these like firecrackers, it looks like, or something around this tower here. So I feel like for some of you out there, your life as a child, like I said, there may have been some sort of tower moment, but there also may have been like a lot of chaos and a lot of, things moving very fast. Maybe a lot of like surprises or turmoil even. And so I feel like that part of you, that part of your inner child that feels like, I need to protect myself because this could happen, or, sort of that flight or fight response in you needs to be healed. Because I feel like for some of you, there's this sense of this feeling where you need to protect yourself, or you need to prepare for the worst, for the worst thing to happen, that flight or fight response. And I feel like Spirit is saying here that you don't need to be so on guard and so worried and, hyper vigilant here. Because things are not the way they were as when you were a child, and so there's this almost needing to heal that chaos, or that, that feeling where everything is moving quickly, and, you have to be on guard and prepared, and that sort of energy needs to be healed here. So finally, you have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is about conflict. It's about arguing. It's about difficulties. So I feel like for some of you out there, there may have been a lot of fighting in your household when you were a child. This could be your parents fighting. This could be you fighting with your siblings. But there was a lot of conflict here. And for, some of you, I feel like that was painful. It caused heartache. It caused sadness. It caused maybe even depression for some of you. And I feel like that part of your inner child also needs to be healed. You may still remember certain arguments or conflicts that happen within your family, or this could even be you fighting with, kids at school, or, however it resonates here. But I do feel like that part of your inner child that feels maybe scared or upset or disappointed really needs to be healed here. So that's what I'm getting there. So I think I want to I want to look at the Six of Pentacles a little bit more, just to see what that's about, because I'm a little curious about that. So Spirit, why is the Six of Pentacles here, please? Okay, so you have the Ten of Cups in reverse. Yeah, the Ten of Cups in reverse is when we're feeling unhappy, or when we're feeling unsatisfied. So I feel like for some of you, this is about you feeling unhappy as a child. And, when the Ten of Cups is upright, it means, we're feeling good. We're in a happy home. We're feeling stable. We're feeling satisfied. But when it's reversed, it means we're feeling the opposite. We're not feeling stable in our home. We're not feeling happy in our home, or within our family unit. So I feel like this Six of Pentacles here is about you not feeling either enough love, enough attention, you feeling unhappy. Yeah, just that energy here. So I just wanted to clarify that there. So I'm just going to get one final message here for you guys from the Secret Garden deck. So Spirit, can we get... Okay, so you received the present card here. And it says, journey into the garden to escape the two eternities, the past and the future. Beautiful message. So yeah, Spirit is coming through with some guidance about really being present in the moment, pile one. I feel like for some of you out there, when you were a child, you were always having to think about what's going to happen next, or how is this argument going to affect me? Are my parents going to break up? Am I going to, move to another country? However it resonates here, there's a need to really heal that part of your inner child that's always thinking about what's going to happen next, and really live in the present moment, really appreciate what's happening now, not what's going to happen in the future or what happened in the past, but what is happening right now, pile one. And Spirit is coming through saying that is a way for you to heal that part of your inner child that needs to be healed. So that's it, pile one. I feel like that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. And thank you all so much for being here today. And if you like this reading, please give me a like, subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile two. So you guys chose this red jasper heart here. And let's take a look at your oracle here. So you received number 7 with depreciation and self-doubt. Interesting. So I'm getting the message here, pile 2, that some of you out there grew up as a child having a lot of self-doubts or feeling less than others in some way. This could be putting yourself down, not thinking you're good enough, doubting your ideas, your actions, your thoughts. And, for some of you, this could be a result of, some sort of trauma maybe in the family. This could be like, for an example, like addiction or poverty in the home, or tragedy within the home. There's a lot of different reasons why, that you could be feeling this way. But, I get the sense that a lot of you grew up sort of not really valuing yourself, not feeling good enough, or not trusting your intuition and trusting your guide, not your guides, but you're not trusting your own wisdom, doubting yourself. And that part of your inner child really needs to be healed here. And a way for you guys to do that would be, maybe doing some affirmations every day, telling yourself, I am intelligent, I am wise, I am confident, I am capable, that sort of thing, so that you can really heal that part of yourself that feels like you're not good enough, or you can't trust yourself, or you feel less than others in some way. And, I'm getting a lot of throat chakra energy here with this blue on this card. So for some of you, I really feel like, maybe as a child, your voice wasn't heard, or you felt like you weren't able to express yourself because you felt this self-doubt. And so there's really a need to heal that throat chakra so that you feel confident expressing yourself and speaking to people and, having your ideas heard. So very interesting, pile 2. So you also have number 8 with trust here. And it says, I walk the thread that spirit weaved, no matter how, if seen or in the dark. And we have this girl sort of hanging from this rope here. So I feel like for some of you out there, there's a part of you that as a child lost trust. And this could be trust in yourself as we saw here, or it could be trust in other people. You know, maybe you grew up in a family or a situation where you couldn't trust the people around you. You couldn't trust your family. You couldn't trust your friends. You couldn't trust your, you know, community, however it resonates here. But there's a part of you that doesn't trust. And so Spirit is coming through saying that that part of you needs to be healed. And you need to learn to trust again, whether this is trusting yourself or trusting others. And, you know, for a few of you, you could have grown up in a household where maybe your parents told you, you know, you can't trust anybody, you know, or, you know, maybe they told you, oh, you know, even your friends can hurt you, or, you know, however it resonates here. But, you know, that you could have been, you know, told that, and maybe that's why you feel this way. Or like I said, a lot of it I feel like is trust in yourself. Like I feel like for some of you, you know, you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself to make the right decisions, or to say the right thing, or to express yourself, you know. So a lot of this I feel like is about inner trust, is about self-trust. So very interesting. So you also have number 30 with the shaman, and it says lunatic, insights, cosmos. Wow, beautiful energy here. So I'm getting the feeling here that a lot of you guys were very, very intuitive children, and very wise. You know, the shaman is the spiritual healer of the community. So a lot of you may resonate as being healers, as being intuitives, as being empaths, as being psychics. But I felt like you had very good insights as a child. And with this girl having this purple hair here, I feel like you were very different than the other people around you, maybe different than your family members, different than your friends. And you sort of felt like you didn't fit in. You know, you felt like the odd man in the group, you know. And so, and I feel like, you know, sometimes others saw you as being sort of different, you know, and maybe they didn't accept you, or maybe they didn't believe you, you know, when you had these insights or these, you know, hits from Spirit. And so I feel like that part of you really needs to be healed here. The part where others maybe didn't accept your ideas, or didn't understand you, or didn't believe that you had these amazing insights, or this connection with Spirit here, or this ability to heal others. And it's interesting because there's a letter here, and it's, I don't know if you can see that, but it says, am I sorry, or is it the moon? Yeah, so I feel like with that, you know, I feel like for a lot of you, you sort of doubted your own abilities here. You know, you were like, am I really getting this hit from Spirit? You know, or am I crazy? You know, or am I really psychic, or am I just imagining it? You know, there's sort of that, again, that self-doubt here. And I feel like your environment, or the people around you, sort of made you feel that way. They made you feel like you couldn't trust yourself, like you couldn't accept your abilities. And so that part of you needs to be healed here, pile 2. So you also have the Wonder card here. Interesting. So yeah, I feel like your inner child, you know, like most children, was was in awe a lot of the time, because when we're children, everything is new to us. We're always like, oh my gosh, that's great, or I've never seen that, or that's amazing, and I feel like that part of you was very active as a child, but I feel like with this moon being here, I feel like it was almost suppressed. Like in some way you weren't able to be a child. Maybe you were forced to grow up really quickly. Maybe others put a lot of responsibilities on you at a young age. But I feel like that sense of wonder, that sense of awe was somehow suppressed here. And you weren't allowed to just be a child and just appreciate the wonder of things, the awe of things. And so I feel like that part of you really needs to be healed here. And, a way to do that would be just to express your wonder now. Even if you're an adult and, you see something new or that you've never seen before, it's okay to say, wow, that's amazing. I've never seen that before, and just to allow yourself to do that, pile two. Allow yourself to experience that sense of wonder, that sense of awe that maybe you weren't allowed to as a child, or maybe you never had the chance to express that, because you were forced to grow up fast and you were forced to, accept the world as it was, but not really appreciate the wonder of it. So interesting energy. So you also have number 21 with the Sunstormer here. Wow. And she's got all these dragons around her here. So the sun energy is about positivity and happiness and light, brightness. And I feel like, with the Sunstormer here, I feel like as a child, you were someone who really had a positive outlook, and always saw the positive in everything and everyone. You saw the good side of people, and you always had a positive outlook. But I feel like for some of you, that was again sort of suppressed. You weren't, when maybe when you made a positive comment, the other people around you said, that's never going to happen. This is going to turn out awful, and always sort of put a shadow on your light is sort of the best way to put it. So I feel like that part of you, that positive part of you that's inside of you, was not allowed to be expressed or was not accepted. And I feel like that part of you needs to be healed here. So it's important to now, I think, express your positivity, believe in that. And, because when we think positively, we attract positive things back to us. There's positivity attracts positivity. So, that part of you is beautiful, pile two. That part of you should be expressed and it should be accepted. So even if it wasn't as a child, I feel like it's important for you to practice positivity now so that you can reconnect with that part of yourself, pile two, that beautiful part of yourself that chases the sun, that chases the light, that believes in the positive and the good in people and in situations and in life, pile two. So beautiful. So let's take a look at your tarot here. So you have the Nine of Cups here. So yeah, I feel like for some of you here, we have this person sitting on this chair here, but there's this huge dragon. It looks like a water dragon here around this person. So I feel like as a child, maybe you weren't you never felt safe, or you never felt like you could just relax and rest and feel safe, feel secure. Because there was something sort of surrounding you here that was causing, maybe upheaval or causing you to feel scared or fear or unhappiness or mistrust. It's like we had that, trust card here. So it's like, I feel like, you were never able to sort of relax and feel safe, feel secure. And so I feel like that part of your inner child really needs to be healed here. And, with this person being in this position here, I feel like for a lot of you, maybe meditation could be helpful with that, to really ground yourself and allow you to connect with the earth so that you do feel secure, you do feel safe, you do feel able to rest and recharge. So very interesting. You also have the Three of Swords here. Wow. So yeah, I feel like for a lot of you out there, you felt some sort of disappointment or heartache here as a child. We have this person here carrying these three swords and sort of crying out here. And so I feel like, maybe there was some sort of hurt here. Maybe you, maybe someone said something to you that hurt you, or maybe, the family dynamic or situation was hurtful in some way. Or maybe, like I said, you felt like you weren't accepted, or you felt like, others didn't understand you. It could be a whole bunch of different things here, but I get the sense that, for some of you, you may have, felt disappointed or, upset in some way as a child. And I feel like that part of you needs to be healed here. And, I think with these stars being here, I feel like there's a lot of hope here for this to be healed. I feel like, this is just part of the work that needs to be done. Maybe this is you doing some inner child healing, like you're doing now. Or maybe this is speaking to a therapist or a counselor, or maybe this is, doing some meditation, doing some work on maybe forgiving others, forgiving yourself, some shadow work, however it resonates for you here. But I do feel like you guys do need to heal that part of your inner child that feels hurt in some way or feels disappointed in some way. So interesting. You also have the Two of Pentacles here. And the Two of Pentacles can be about like juggling two things or having to make choices. And so, I feel like for some of you as a child, maybe you had to make a choice between two parents here. Maybe your parents got divorced and you had to make a choice between whether you wanted to live with this parent or that parent. Or maybe, you were forced to make some sort of choice, or maybe you were overwhelmed with responsibilities and you felt like you were juggling, maybe school and having to work at the same time, or, maybe you were juggling having to work around the house a lot and playing with your friends, but there's this sense of sort of feeling overwhelmed here and having to make a choice about something. And so I feel like for some of you out there, that part of you needs to be healed. Maybe you felt like oh, I don't know who to pick. I don't know if I want to live with my mom or my dad, and that choice really was a difficult choice for you and it bothered you, and maybe you felt like you made the wrong choice or you wondered whether you were making the right choice. It could be so many different things here, but I get this sense that whatever this choice or decision was, the feelings and the emotions around that choice need to be healed, pile 2. Or that sense of feeling overwhelmed and having to juggle things here. So finally, you have the Lovers card here. Wow, beautiful energy. So yeah, with this card being here, I feel like for a few of you or some of you, you may have felt like maybe you weren't loved enough as a child. Maybe there wasn't. Maybe you felt like you didn't get enough attention, or you didn't get enough time from your family, or you didn't get enough love, from a parent or from your siblings, or however it resonates here. But I do see that part of your inner child needing to be healed here. So, for a lot of you, and this can even be about self-love as well, your inner child, I feel like for a lot of you, because we have the self-doubt and depreciation card here, maybe you grew up not loving yourself as a child, and not practicing self-love. And I feel like that part of you needs to be healed, pile 2. And a way to do that is to practice self-love now, practice self-care, practice meditation, practice affirmations, all those things that will help you to love yourself and help you to appreciate yourself. So very interesting energy, pile 2. So I think now I want to get more information on this 3 of Swords here. So Spirit, what is this 3 of Swords about here? Why is the 3 of Swords here, please, for pile 2? Why is the 3 of Swords here? Thank you, Spirit. So you have the Page of Swords here. Interesting. We have this woman sort of dancing here. Okay. Can I get one more card, please, Spirit? Why is the 3 of Swords here? The 7 of Cups. Okay. So I feel like for a few of you or some of you, this 3 of Swords could be about some sort of dream or wish that you had as a child that maybe didn't come true, and there's some disappointment around that, so maybe you had a dream to be, let's say, a writer, and your family told you, oh, you can't do that, you're never going to be able to write a book and make money and support yourself, so you can't do that, you have to be a doctor. This is just an example, but I feel like that may have happened for a few of you out there. You had this dream, this wish of doing something, and that wish was sort of, or that dream was sort of not accepted, or not, you weren't allowed to pursue it. You weren't allowed to make that happen. And so there's some disappointment and some hurt around that, and that's why we have this 3 of Swords here. So very interesting, pile 2. So I just want to get one final advice or guidance here from the Secret Garden Oracle. So Spirit, can we get some final advice or guidance for pile 2, please? Final advice or guidance for pile 2, please. Thank you. So you have adapt here. And it says you will get yourself where you want to be. Wow, beautiful. So Spirit is speaking here, pile 2, about you trusting yourself. And, you know, again, this goes back to the self-doubt. Trusting that you're going to be able to adapt to whatever situation or whatever environment that you're put into, pile 2. Because I feel like for some of you out there, you doubt your ability to adapt. You doubt your ability to make the right decisions, to do the right thing, to have the right thought, you know, and Spirit is saying here, you will get yourself where you want to be. You're able to adapt. You can do this, pile 2. You know, it's just about believing in yourself and knowing that you can adapt to any situation or any environment. So very, very interesting, pile 2. So I feel like that's all I have for you guys today, pile 2. I hope this reading was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe to the channel down below. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile 3. So you guys chose the white opal crystal here. And let's take a look at your oracle here. So you received number 33 with miser, and it says frugal. And we have this man here sort of holding all of these coins. Interesting. So I feel like for some of you out there, you may have grown up in a household or a family where there was a sense of lack here and a sense of needing to hold on to your money or resources very tightly, not wanting to spend a lot, not wanting to become poor or lose your resources, your, you know, something of that sort here. So you were taught to maybe save a lot, maybe not spend money. You know, you grew up in this household where there was a sense of lack, you know, a sense of scarcity and a fear of maybe being poor or losing all your resources. So there's this need to sort of hold on to things very tightly here. Hold on to your money, hold on to your home, your resources, your possessions. And so I feel like that part of you, pile 3, needs to be healed here. That sense of, you know, oh, if I buy this, I might be poor tomorrow, you know, or I might lose everything, you know, if I spend this money. So Spirit is saying, you know, there's a need to sort of let go of that feeling of having to be frugal all the time, of having to maybe save all the time or hold on to your possessions really tightly here. So very interesting, pile 3. So you also have number 30 with the brat here. So I feel like from this card, some of you may have felt as an inner child like you were this brat here. So maybe you had siblings that, you know, you fought with or you argued with, and they they told you you were a brat, oh, you're such a brat, you're such a pain. Um, or maybe, you felt that way from your parents, you felt like they thought you were a brat, or, maybe you acted out and, your family didn't like that, or maybe you had temper tantrums or, I don't know, I'm just throwing things out there. But, I get the sense that for some of you, you felt like you were this brat here. And I feel like that part of you needs to be healed. I feel like those feelings of, maybe you putting yourself down or you not feeling good enough or you, feeling sort of ostracized or unaccepted need to be healed, pile 3. And, it's interesting that we have this teacup here because I feel like Spirit is saying here, maybe a way for you to heal this would be to drink tea, because tea can be very soothing. It can be very calming. And I feel like for some of you, maybe you still have anxiety about this, or, you feel sort of on edge or tense about this. And maybe it causes you to, sort of act out or get excited. And I feel like a way for you to sort of calm that aspect of yourself would be to drink tea. And, I feel like this is Spirit saying, tea can be very healing for your inner child. So interesting. So you also have this card here. It says, be inspired. Wow. So yeah, I feel like for some of you, I feel like as a child, maybe you didn't feel very inspired. Maybe your creativity was blocked in some way, or you just didn't feel motivated. You didn't feel inspired to maybe do anything or become anything, or, maybe there was just this sense of lack of inspiration here. And so I feel like Spirit is really wanting you to heal that and to find the inspiration in life again, to find what really makes you tick. What do you love to do? What do you want to be? What do you, aspire to see or do, finding that spark again in life and really seeing the hope and the opportunities out there, because we have these stars and moon here on this card. So I feel like it's about being inspired again and seeing the opportunities around you, seeing the beauty around you and the light and the hope, pile 3. So really, really important message there. So you also have the Lover card here, number 7, and it says, it is safe to surrender to the good feelings. And on the bottom it says, Aphrodite, passion, abundance. Yeah, it's interesting that you have abundance here again, because like I said before, I feel like some of you grew up in a home where there was either a lack of abundance or there was a fear of losing money or losing your resources. So, there again, the message of abundance is coming out here. But this card is really talking about feeling safe to, enjoy the good things in life and just, pursue your passions and feel excited about life. I'm just going to cover this here. And, to feel safe to love. And, because I feel like, for some of you, there was this fear of enjoying yourself here, fear of pursuing your passions. And that part of you needs to be healed, pile 3. And, this sense of maybe you feeling not abundant, you feeling like you can't have the good things in life. You can, pile 3. It's about healing that part of yourself that feels like you're not worthy of that, or you're not able to have that. So really interesting. So finally you have number 22 with night, and it says, walk forth and across the mountains, keeping my north beyond all pain. Beyond of pain, sorry. So yeah, I get the sense from this card here, pile 3, that some of you, or a few of you out there, may have felt, and I don't know how to really say this, but maybe a lack of courage or a lack of bravery here, a lack of strength as a child. And there's a need to heal that, so you can find this night energy that's within you, pile 3, this energy of bravery, of courage, of being willing to stand up for yourself, fight for what you want. For some of you, like I said, there may be a lot of fears here, a lot of anxiety, a lot of scarcity, lack thinking here. And, with this dragon being here around this night, I feel like, for some of you, there was something that maybe you were afraid of here. Maybe you were afraid of going after your dreams or pursuing your passions, or you were afraid of, spending money because you thought you were going to, be poor, or maybe this is your family, instilling that in you to save, to be frugal, however it resonates here. But I feel like Spirit is really wanting you to get in touch with this night energy here, and to heal that part of yourself that says, I'm not good enough to do that, or I'm not brave enough to do that, or I'm not courageous enough to do that, So interesting. So let's take a look at your tarot here. So you have the Hierophant energy here, which is interesting because, the Hierophant can be about teaching, it can be about guidance, it can be about, the family structure. So I feel like there's something that needs to be healed here, maybe between you and your parents. Because our parents are usually the ones that are teaching us things here. And we have this woman here, and she's sort of giving these books to these children here. So maybe you felt as a child like you didn't get enough guidance from your parents, or they didn't teach you enough. Or maybe this is something to do with, the family structure, where you didn't feel like it was a solid, stable family structure, and you felt sort of unstable or not safe in that environment. So it could be a lot of different things here, but I do get the sense that, for some of you, there could be something that needs to be healed here between you and an authority figure. So this could be, a teacher, this could be your parents, this could be, really anybody that was in authority over you here. So interesting. You also have the King of Swords here. Wow, powerful energy. So yeah, I'm getting the feeling from this card here, for some of you, you may have had a parent who was very strict, very, I don't want to say harsh, but very disciplined, very strict, very, had very strong rules for you. And maybe disciplined you a lot, or you weren't allowed to sort of be be free and be, do what you want and say what you want. There was this sense of having to do the right thing and say the right thing, and that sort of feeling here. And I feel like that part of you that was disciplined and sort of restricted in that way needs to be healed here, pile 3. So maybe you had like a controlling father, or a very strong male energy in your life, that was sort of controlling and very harsh and very disciplined. Or this could even resonate as a female energy, but I get this sense that you were sort of in this environment where you didn't have a lot of freedom. You were sort of told what to do, and you had to do it, that kind of a thing. So I feel like that part of you, the part of you that feels that lack of freedom, that lack of sort of carefreeness, needs to be healed, pile 3. So you also have the sun here. Wow, beautiful energy. So yeah, the sun is about, feeling happy, feeling good, feeling joyful. And, on this card, we have this baby here sort of laughing and having fun on this, looks like an octopus here. So I feel like for a lot of you here, I feel like maybe as a child, you didn't really get to play and really let loose here as a child. And, for some of you, it could be because of this strong male or female energy here that maybe didn't allow you to just play and be a kid and, enjoy yourself. And so I feel like that part of you, that inner child that wants to just go out and have fun and yell and laugh and scream, really needs to be healed here. And, a way for you to do that, pile 3, is to just go out and do something fun now. Maybe you want to, go ride your bike, or, go on a trip somewhere that you've never been, or, go to a funny movie, whatever you want to do here. But it's about really appreciating and enjoying life, and doing the things that you want to do and having fun, pile 3, allowing yourself to have fun and enjoy yourself and be that child again, so really interesting. You also have the Hermit energy here, and the Hermit energy is when we go inside and we introspect and we get in touch with our inner knowledge, our inner wisdom. And I feel like for a lot of you out there, you were this hermit as a child. You were this very introspective child who wanted to spend time alone and wanted to go within. But I feel like for some of you, that was not allowed, or not accepted. Maybe you were the type of child who was like, oh, I just want to go in my room and be by myself, but your family was like, no, you got to come here with us, or you got to come out and play, and you were like, no, I just want to be by myself. I want to, think about this, or, do this. So I feel like that part of you needs to be healed, pile 3. The part of you that is very introspective and needs your time alone. But maybe you weren't allowed that time to yourself. You weren't allowed the luxury of that. And so it's important for you to spend that time alone now, do that inner work, do that inner healing, get in touch with your inner voice, your intuition, because you have a lot of knowledge here, pile 3, a lot of wisdom, and it's very valuable. So very interesting, pile 3. So I think I just want to clarify this Hierophant card here, just to get a little more information. So, Spirit, why is the Hierophant card here, please? What is this about for pile 3? Why is the Hierophant card here, please, Spirit? What is this about? Thank you. So you have the Page of Pentacles here. Interesting. Yeah, so I feel like, maybe for some of you, yeah, I feel like, again, like this may be about, it could be about, you know, maybe you felt like your parents didn't give you enough. You know, this could be materially, this could be financially, or it could be, you know, about knowledge or about wisdom, you know. But yeah, there's just this sense here with this Hierophant being here on the Page of Pentacles that, you know, maybe you weren't given enough, whether that's advice, knowledge, guidance, money, resources, whatever it is here. But there's definitely a lack energy here. So I just wanted to clarify that. So I just want to get one final message or guidance here from Spirit, from the Secret Garden deck. So Spirit, can we get some final advice? Thank you, Spirit. So you have the Change card here, and it says, as with the falling leaves, embrace change. Beautiful. Yeah, so Spirit is coming through with a message here that your inner child, maybe, you know, you either weren't able to deal with change as a child, or maybe you had to deal with a lot of changes and it was very hard for you. But Spirit is coming through with this message that, you know, a way to heal your inner child here is to embrace change and really accept it and sort of go with the flow, accept where life takes you and surrender to the universe and your higher power's plan for you, pile 3. And, you know, as this card says, as with the falling leaves, embrace change, you know, because the leaves are going to fall inevitably. You know, it's going to happen, just like changes are going to happen. It's inevitable. So the best thing is to just accept them and roll with those changes, pile 3. So very interesting message from Spirit there. So I feel like that's all I have for you guys today, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful for you. If it was, please give me a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.